Hi everybody, this is Dennis from the Dennis and Andy Show, and I'm going to do a hashtag full review of Nook. Issues 1 through 3, it's the complete story. Source Point Press puts them out. Normally, I would just do a quick flip of number 1, but for whatever reason, number 3 came out this week, and I hadn't even gotten 1 and 2, and they both arrived, so I got all 3 books at the exact same time. So I guess the nice thing was I was able to sit down and look at. Now you'll notice that these are a larger format, so if you look, like, this is the size of a regular comic. So it is a little bit, it is bigger, like almost magazine size. I do like that. And for the extra size, it's $4.99 price point, which isn't bad, considering Marvel and DC are putting that out. So this is a tale about, it's a World War One tale, so we're going to kind of open it up. Caleb Thusat wrote it, and then Marcelo Biott did the artwork and the lettering. And so I was kind of interested. I remember going through previews and seeing this and going, I like a lot of the stuff that Source Point Press puts out. So I know I put it down. So anyway, we start out and it'll become clear later. Circles, cycles, and seasons. Life, death, love, hate, war, peace. Then it shows, 1939. So this is in World War II. And so I was like, I was thinking it was a World War One story. Well, it becomes clear later. So the first thing that strikes out, we find out that, they're over in France, and they wind up getting in. This family moves into a house, and she sees a little kitty that's coming in there and gets very excited. And there's like a little door, but she can't get into the door, and she's pushing it. She gets a little thorn. Her dad, helping her out. So anyway, it looks like this is kind of interesting. It's just a story about a family, and then this mysterious cat that keeps showing up. Well, then the girl winds up getting scared. She sees something, and she's creaking down the stairs. This part reminds me a little bit of like Bunny Mask. And then you can hear her creeping down, going creak, 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 and then you hear thump, 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 thump. And then there's like this ghosty looking girl that's down in there. And then we find out about Nook. So the one thing that we'll notice is we kind of flip through, and I'm not going to give away the whole story as we go through it, because, if you guys like this, you guys need to run out to your local comic shop and pick it up. I know they got a collected volume of this coming out. And then you can see as they're out there, the planes are flying over, because, they are where the war started. Cycles, different this time. Daddy! So she runs in, and you can see the cat that's out there looking up. So anyway, she goes in finding the cat, and the cat jumps through, actually goes through the door. So we know there's something more to the story. It's not just a war story. We know it's a ghost story, and then with the scratching, there's the ghost in there. And it's all about the cat, Nook. And then the girl comes face to face with another little girl who the other cat is jumping up in there. And then her dad's trying to say, it's okay, it's okay. Uh-oh, there's people coming. And anyway, the Germans arrive. And things don't go very well. He goes, I'm German. And they're basically like, well, if you're German, why aren't you here for the war effort? If you're a real German, Germans help their country, and things don't go very well for them. And then we continue on fall. So we know they take dad, mom's not around. And then she's talking to the ghost. Where do you come from? And then this is the ghost tale. 1915. There was love in this house. And then they go through it. So the one thing is I kind of flip through as we talk a little bit about the story is, it's the stylized artwork that they have in here. I like a different type. I do like black and white art, so I have no problem with that. Like Terry Moore, I pick up a lot of his stuff, and I like it. This is very stylized, very much like, I'll use Bunny Mask again as an example. Not my favorite art style, but it fits so incredibly well with that story. And this kind of does too. Not my favorite art in the world, particularly when dealing in the house with the cat, but it seems to fit very, very well with the type of story that they're telling. So anyway, this second one takes place back in World War I. It's the history of how that girl winds up getting trapped and everything like that. Until her dad winds up coming back. So they're both having very similar stories right now. And the ghost is basically, you can see the Zeppelins going overhead. Very reminiscent to that time in, World War I. So anyway, the dad comes, tries to help out. Things don't go so well. And the ghost is like, I'm just not going to let this happen again. So we know the little girl didn't make it in the first one. And it's an interesting story how they put it together. So we pick right back up. Now they're in winter. They don't have a lot of food. The ghost is actually trying to protect her. The parents are out there. So as we go through, like I said, overall, this is an intriguing story. The Germans wind up coming in. You can see the SS armbands, depicting it. It would be kind of hard to tell, without it. Like I said, it's the type of art that they're doing, an old type of Luger that they've got knocking out there. And the ghost is there, and you can see her trying to protect it. And he shoots, and he's like, what? And he winds up getting shot. They're like, what did you do? And they're like, it's the girl. And then they try to kick in there, and they try to get in there. He takes an axe. He slams the axe into it, and somehow, supernaturally, the axe, he winds up, axing himself. They start shooting into it. Of course, the bullets bounce back. So that it's kind of neat. Like I said, in a way, it reminds me of the Vietnam, zombie stories. I think Behemoth were the ones that put it out. So it's just a ghost tale set in a time period. It's an intriguing story. I wind up really liking how the characters, because it winds up coming full circle. They wind up coming back. The dad winds up coming back. I don't want to show you the very end because you kind of want that to be the spoiler, the come get me book. All in all, like I said, I love the bigger size. I think I would have enjoyed it more with a little more realistic art. And I know it's a stylized piece, and I get that. But I thought the story was very well done. It starts at one point, and it winds up coming full circle, very much in the way as intended. I'm going to give this book a CGC rating of a 6.5. I think it's solid. For some of you, you may love the artwork. Some of you might not. For me, I wasn't a big fan, but I really enjoyed the story on it. So for me, it was worth it. I would have loved to have seen this with just some much higher detailed black and white, a little more realistic. I think this would have been a phenomenal hit. But as it stands, the 3-issue story arc was good. I did enjoy it. I hope you guys do. Now, we may or may not agree on this, so leave your comments below. Let me know your thoughts, particularly in references. If you know any more about the artists or writers, I'd love to know more. I'm not familiar with them, so this is my first introduction to this. So you guys let me know in your comments below. Smash the like and subscribe button. Let your friends know. And then I'm going to leave links in the description, and I'll leave it in the end of the video. We're putting out Kor-Drath The Reckoning. That's our own Conan meets He-Man meets fantasy book. So go check us out. We're going to be launching it on Indiegogo. You can sign up for the newsletter. So anyway, love to talk to y'all, and we will see you soon.